We bang your ugly friends too.
All right, welcome to another edition of Bleach Bangs Music, and we've got Paul McCoy from 12 Stones. What's going on, my brother?
Just living the dream. Happy all my gear's working today.
Trust me, we know the feeling. It's either the camera doesn't come on, the microphone's it's connected, but it's not really connected. Something every time.
Yeah, every time.
So
That's probably the curse right there for the show too, because everything seems to be functioning currently. So.
exactly.
I know that's the worst feeling ever when things are going all too well.
Yeah, you start getting paranoid looking over your shoulder.
It's about to happen.
Well, I'm Randy, and I am in Oklahoma City.
I am John. I'm in Topeka, Kansas.
Very cool. And I'm Paul, and I'm in Covington, Louisiana.
Heck yeah. Beautiful state. Scary state, but it's just we went up there to New Orleans and went out there on one of the little tours of the swamp, and that's some freaky stuff out there now.
Yeah, we can get people lost real quick out here.
Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. So 26 years. How does that happen, man?
A lot of ibuprofen, man. It's been it's a lot of bad decisions, and ibuprofen kept us moving. I also think maybe some of us are too stupid to quit. You know what I mean? This is just like this is just what I know. So I'm lucky to be able to have another opportunity to do so.
Like I didn't have a plan B.
No, I didn't even have a plan A. This wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to be sitting here 26 years later talking to you guys.
Oh, dude, that is amazing.
We were trying to play a show one weekend with some friends, and here we are. So,
oh my gosh,
It's really insane if you think about it. You're just like, let's play a show. And 26 years later, you're like, did that show ever end?
yeah, it's wild. Like even the band name, like it has religious references, but we picked it out of a hat because we needed a name to be on the flyer. So yes, it does have religious references, but we're like, we didn't pick the name because of any reason other than some random guy that was in the band at the time put that in the hat, and it was the one we picked out. And I can't even remember some of the other ones, but I do know that 12 Stones was the one that we were all like, okay, we can live with that. So we picked it out, and it was like, okay, it's none of the other ones cool. And so yeah, I mean, people were like, how, does it have the significant meaning? I'm like, it does, but not in the way maybe that you think it is for us. It's like it's kind of a weird thing. It's like we didn't mean for it to stick. We didn't know we were going to be around very long. So now we kind of got this like big stigma with us where it's like, man, yeah, I see why you feel the way you do.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, a lot of your lyrics are pretty inspirational. I mean, to be honest,
I try to find something positive to say with everything. And I grew up in the church very young. So a lot of my lyrics are like relying upon what I was taught, you know, a product of my environment and finding a lot of as many questions as answers, you know, in that world. So you know, as I've gotten older, I've kind of leaned a little bit more to just the positive side of things and kind of leave that area alone a little more.
So
Yeah.
did the religious beginning slash background, does any of that inspire any of your music for you in your writing process?
Early on, it did more so than now. I think that everything that's part of my growing up and my being is comes through in the music. So I also feel like there's phases of life that kind of shine through where you can see a little bit more emotional immaturity in the first couple records because I was 18 and 19, and 20 years old when we wrote
Right.
those songs. Whereas now, like on the later records, we're diving a little bit deeper because I then hit you know, a mature age where I started seeing the world a little differently. So I just think, you know, with a lot of people, not just myself, but we're kind of a product of what environment we go through, and we all, some of us stay in certain phases longer than others, and some of us kind of meander through them all and kind of find our own path.
Awesome. So, do you have a special songwriting recipe that you use? Is there a certain way you put a song together, hit it out on guitar, start humming, then add words? What's your process when you're writing?
My main thing is I don't force it. The main thing, and it's worked for me for all these years. There might be, man, there's been spans of a year that I haven't written, have even picked up an instrument, you know. So like
Oh wow.
I don't have a time where I'm like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I've got to go in the writing chamber and do this. But when I do sit down to write a song, or if I'm feeling inspired about something, I usually start with the guitar, and
Mm-hmm.
most of the times it's an acoustic guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of let wherever that music makes me feel emotionally, I guess, and that dictate kind of the topic, and then the topic dictates the melody. So it all kind of it starts with the guitar and a riff, and then it just kind of the other pieces kind of come out of that. And in the old days, we had the full band much more involved with the writing process. So I would take these bits and pieces that I put together and go to the room with the rest of the guys and go, all right, here's kind of the vibe I'm thinking. Here's the melody. Here's what I'm thinking. And then, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Eric would always put his amazing guitar touch on it. And, you know, all the guys kind of add their own little piece of the pie.
Right on. Right on. So, you've been out a little bit. You've been doing some shows. You're going to be going to what is it? Oh my gosh, the Rock on the Hill festival. It's what's that all about?
It's a festival in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Uh huh.
A friend of ours, Brendan Starr, puts it on. I know it's been a couple years now that they've run it, and it's getting a little bigger each year. There's a bunch of great bands on there. Autumn Academy, if you don't know them, definitely check them out.
Oh.
They're a great up and coming band. We've done some shows with. I know Dead Eyes is on the bill,
Mm-hmm.
Windwalkers. There's a bunch of really great bands that are going to be on the stage with us. So we're super honored and grateful to be a part of that. And yeah, we got a show here in 2 days in New Orleans, a little hometown throwdown, and then we make the trek up to Pennsylvania for that show next weekend.
Right on. Right on.
After all these years for you guys with a hometown show, like is it a better feeling than when you're out on the road to just be able to play at home at that point?
It's honestly more stressful to play home shows because we know everybody and everybody knows us. So it's like, whereas if I'm out and about and we're at a show just out in the middle of somewhere, you know, the attention is a lot more about the music and the band than it is about the individuals. Whereas the home show, they know me specifically, they know Chris specifically, they know John specifically, and then it's like, and even when people don't mean to be, it's a like everybody thinks they're the only one that asked to get on the guest list. Everyone thinks that they're the only one that
Yeah.
they should have access to the dressing room or that should be able to just do whatever they want, you know. So that stuff doesn't really happen a lot on the away from home shows, but the energy is always good because then again, when you do look out there, it's people you know, it's friends and family, and a lot of like people you might see in the grocery store and you know and around the way. So. It's bittersweet, you know. It's like the energy's always good, and it's for me like my mom and dad always show up, so it's like I get to look out and see my parents, and and it's always a cool feeling. So
Do they think they get to come backstage too?
they're always welcome. They know the rules. They know the rules. Yeah, they're like the only two that have an all access pass.
I
You
love
know.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Let's
cool.
wait for him to be like, hell no.
No, I'm a mama's boy, man. I was raised right. I
Dude,
hold
they're
doors, yes sir, yes ma'am. I got to make sure I represent right. Yeah, my parents, they go wherever they need to go.
oh,
I got
I
kicked
love
out of
that.
my I got kicked out of my own concert headlining at the House of Blues in New Orleans because I was going to visit my parents in the VIP balcony, but I didn't have the very specific VIP pass. And so I was escorted out by security to the street right next to my tour bus, where I then knocked on my tour bus and got my tour manager. And I'm like, can you tell them that I should probably be able to go inside this evening? Because it was sold out. It's House of Blues. And I was just going to tell my parents I loved them and hope they enjoyed the show. And then some super excited, overzealous security guard decided that I was a security threat and decided that I was best suited to be out on the sidewalk. So yeah, my parents get more rights than I do in the shows.
I feel like that might be one of my favorite stories we've ever heard.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's,
both be like,
I mean, my face is on the poster. I'm like outside on the sidewalk, like it's, but it's okay,
Uh,
right on. So it wasn't, and then I've got a big mouth, so I made sure to remind security all night long that, you know, that I'm like, as soon as we finish the set, I'm sure you'll have me arrested and taken back outside. But until then, I got a few more songs to play. So, you know, yeah.
oh my goodness. That's awesome. Oh, let's see. We had Lyric Noel on our show not too long ago, and you do a song with Lyric Noel. How
Sure
did
do.
that
We
come
have a
about?
well, we did a couple of songs with this record label called Judge and Jury,
Uh
and
huh.
it's Howard Benson and Neil from 3 Days Grace formed a record label. So we did a song called Golden Child, which came out first, and then we did a re-release of our song World So Cold from our 2007 album Anthem for the Underdog. And I've been a part of a feature before that seemed to do okay with a female artist. So
huh.
I said, "Hey, I think maybe this is a recipe that could work again. Let's bring in a feature on, but let's bring it this way." So uh, the record label had recently done some work with Lyric and recommended her, and yeah, she came on board, and it was a really cool experience. We're lucky to have her on board.
Yeah, she was great. And wonderful voice. Great choice, man.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I know that Randy's going to play a little bit of that, but I'm just wondering, there could have been some inspiration to writing that while you're standing out on a sidewalk of your own show.
It is a very cold world out there. Luckily, we were in New Orleans and not somewhere in the north, or it might have actually been a cold evening for me. But I got the cold shoulder, that's for sure. They didn't do it. The thing is with that song, with World So Cold, I wrote that sitting in the studio in Memphis, a studio called 747. It was run by Skid Mills, who produced several of our records. Paul Ebersol, who has done a bunch of stuff as well. And for those that don't know how studio work goes, everything is done piece by piece. So we'll go in, we'll start with the drums. We'll have very roughed out guitars so the drums know where they are. Then we'll go in and we'll add guitars, then we'll add bass, and we'll add more guitars. And singers always go last. So for most of the record, if you're not involved in like the playing of the instruments part of it, which traditionally I have not been, I can either sit there quietly and observe it happening, or I can go out in the lobby and be on singer timeout and just let the adults work. So this was one of those moments where I was out in the lobby and I had an acoustic guitar, and whatever show I was watching went off and then the news started, and it was just bad news after bad news after
Hmm.
bad news, and it's something about a shooting, another mass shooting, and I was just like already playing the guitar, and I had the music for World So Cold for a while, so I just kind of started playing it. It kind of fit the somber, kind of sad mood, and I was just started thinking about like what it would take to get somebody to that state of mind to just not care about anyone or anything, you know. And that's kind of where the lyrics and the melody just started flowing out, and then and I went in the studio and I'm like, I think I might have something in here, you know. And it's one of those things like, you know, pulling on your dad's jacket.
Yeah.
Hey, 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 you know, I know the adults are working, but I think I found something cool, you know. So they finally obliged me and came and checked it out, and everybody felt the same way I did about it when they heard it, and they felt that it was powerful and relevant, and even here, you know,
Hmm.
almost 20 years later, it's unfortunately just as relevant. You know, it's one of those things, one of those bittersweet moments where I'm like, I wish a song about this topic wasn't still relevant. You know,
Yeah.
I wish it's one of those things where like, remember when it sucked really bad all the time, but now it's like, yeah, like yesterday and today. It's just like it's still relevant, unfortunately.
Right on. Uh, awesome. Well, we're going to play a little bit of that World So Cold.
What kind of world do we live in? Where love is divided by hate, losing control of our feelings. We all must be driving this life away in a world so cold. Are you sane? Where is the shame? A moment in time passes by. You cannot rewind. Who's to blame? When did it start? Is there a cure for your sickness? Have you no heart? No, I don't believe men are born to be killers. I don't believe the world can't be saved. How did you get here and when did it start? An innocent child with a thorn in his heart.
Hey, so good. So good.
I don't know
Man,
what
Paul.
happens. I didn't see the end. What happened?
It's so good. Oh, man. Like I said, perfect choice. I love her vocals on that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
she's very talented, and I know she's got some new material working out right now as well, I believe. So,
That's
uh,
awesome. So you were talking about another collaboration you had. Was that back in 2003?
let me see. Let's see. Let's just see. Sorry.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, 2000.
gosh!
Yeah, 2003. That's what it says.
Oh my gosh!
It was hard to see at first.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
shining in
beautiful.
my eye. I couldn't see too good.
Was
That
that
was-
as you held that in your hand? Is that like a dream, like
Yeah, it's wild.
overall, and something you just can't wake up from?
Yeah, you know, everyone knows that it's like the fact I physically cannot wake up. It's proven. And in fact, that's been my best. I love I'm bored a lot, so I like to go troll hunting on the internet. You know, a lot
uh,
of people like to tell their version of how things went down when they have no idea how any of it goes down. So I like to pop in and be like, "Oh, really? Do tell more. I would love to hear." I don't recall seeing you in the meeting, but yeah, please tell me how it went. You know,
Um,
I find joy in that.
and for anybody that may not know what that song is for, if you'd like to elaborate to the world and how that came about, we'd love to hear that story too.
heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the truth of it is I was a stupid kid that joked my way into a life-changing event. I've always found humor in uncomfortable moments and trying to break the silence with just even more awkward situations. So we were both Evanescence and 12 Stones were on the same record label, Wind Up Records. We had released our first record in 2002. Um, and we were up in New York at the record label offices having a meeting about album two and kind of the game plan. And while we were there, we were in the record label offices, and they were showing us a bunch of the other artists that they were working with. Evanescence being one of them, and they showed us the demo version of "Bring Me to Life," which just had whatever producer kind of like mumbling that little part out.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the record label guys saying, "Well, we're gonna have so and so and so and so," and this is 2002, so rap rock is huge. Linkin Park's on top of the world.
Uh-huh.
You got, Saliva, you got Papa Roach, you got all these like rap rock is the thing right now, So they're naming all these big name, high profile guys, and I was just sitting in the office, and I was like, "Well, if you can't find anybody famous to do it, I'll do it." And it was like, we just kind of laughed, and it was like, right on. I was like, "No, just let me know. I'll get on a plane. I'll do it, man." I guess I can slum it down for you guys, just trying to play it up. And then a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call, and it was the record label saying, "Hey, well, I remember you saying you might be interested. Is this something that you would be open to?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, still to this day, like I'm the kind of person where I love collaborating. I love watching somebody else's creative process. I love just kind of being a fly on the wall in the studio and kind of seeing how other people operate. So I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And got to keep in mind this is their first album, first song. So no one else was gonna necessarily jump on it because there's no guarantees that it was gonna do anything, and these big name guys aren't gonna, do a feature on a band that's untested. So I joked my way into the spot really, and then like a month later, I was standing in a soundstage, getting ready to pop and lock on the Jay Leno show. So it was quite a whirlwind experience that I was not used to in the world of 12 Stones, which was obviously a much slower burn. More every part of that process has been more drawn out, and not to obviously to the level of Evanescence clearly, but having that everything there was just like I closed my eyes and then I'm like, "Oh, what's happening?" So
Wow.
it still hasn't stopped to this day. I know they've already surpassed 1 billion with a B views on YouTube, which is just like I can't get my head around that and what it means as far as like culturally a staple.
It
Do you
really
feel like
is.
that? Do you feel like that might have helped 12 Stones out a little bit when they go, "Wait a minute, that's the guy"?
Well, the funny thing is a lot of people still don't know 12 Stones. But like if I'm like somewhere and they're like, "You guys in a band or something?" And we say, "Oh yeah, 12 Stones." And then somebody will bring up, "Well, you know him," or something. They'll point to me and it's like, "Oh, you know the song." They're like, "No, no." So like I get much more notoriety from that part than I do 12 Stones, but then being able to say, if you like that, go check out our stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
definitely has opened a lot of doors for us that in the other, you know, other ways might not have happened for sure.
Right on.
Randy, since normally Ashton takes care of this very important part of the show,
Uh
I'm
huh.
hoping that you were prepared
Well, a little prepared.
because I always like to make sure that everybody knows how to go find anything and everything, all 12 Stones. And Ashton's usually here and puts the website up on the screen and shows everybody pretty stuff and lets you talk over.
Nice.
it.
Well, I do have the shop,
There you
so
go.
we
Yeah.
we want to make sure that everybody gets out there, gets their 12 Stones hat and tank tops. Man, look at this Golden Child signature tee sold out, baby.
Yeah, we got to re-up on those. We just went out on tour with Powerman 5000 for the last month, and we brought everything we had with us and sold through quite a bit of it. So my wife has been hustling me the last couple of days trying to get new things in place and get things ordered and set up for us. So
Right
we're
on.
trying to get back on track over here.
Restock.
Yeah, my wife's the best. She's the brains of the operation. So
I know
uh,
how that is.
when things go right, I know where it's coming from. So I just get to be the face. Obviously, I get to be the face of the operation.
She keeps you between the lines.
No, please, yeah, absolutely. I know my place.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've been featured on Scorpion King, lots of WWE type stuff. How did you get in with that?
WWE had a great relationship with Wind Up Records when we were signed to them, and the creative music director for WWE personally had a lot of connections with Wind Up. So if you look back, you got a lot of Seether, Drowning Pool, a lot of the bands that were on Wind Up had a lot of WWE intermingling. So we were very fortunate to be able to work with them, and we wrote a song after hanging out with the Navy SEALs in San Diego. We wrote a song about the military, and then WWE heard it and used it for the Nexus song called "We Are One." So it just fit the scenario because it was a group of wrestlers that came to be one group, and it was a cool story concept. So my guitar player John is like a diehard wrestling guy, so he definitely knows a lot more of the lore than I do.
I too recall the Nexus. Like Slater was on there, Heath Slater, and Otunga, who's also an attorney, but he was a wrestler at the time. Yeah, I know
Nice,
some.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, we
uh,
got to sit behind Jerry Lawler while they were announcing, and in commercial breaks, we got to meet one of the camera guys was actually a 12 Stones fan, a guy named Rico. Shout out
Oh,
Rico.
cool.
And after the event was over, he asked if we wanted to go check out the area, so he brought us backstage, and we got to go meet a lot of the wrestlers and see the production trucks, and like I'm still friends with Rico to this day. So we've been to a couple different events just to go hang out with him. So
Heck yeah. Hey, John,
yeah.
there's even some affiliation with NFL or NHL. So John's a huge hockey
Wait,
hockey fan
hold
as
on.
well.
I want to wait until how it's linked before I say anything positive or negative.
Yeah, it's true. It depends on whose ice time it was. I know we got to go perform for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I got to actually go down on the ice and start I got to say let's play hockey with the whole arena, and man, them dudes are big. There's some big dudes, especially when on the lift from the skate. I'm just
Oh,
standing down
absolutely.
there,
Oh,
and they're just
yeah.
whizzing by me. I'm like, that dude's 7'5", and he's like a linebacker, and he's just gracefully, just demolition style coming on through. I'm like, man, I can't imagine getting walloped by one of them dudes.
And they do it on a nightly basis, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm my original drummer Aaron, diehard hockey fan. So I spent a lot of time watching hockey with him and on the bus, but way back in the day, a whole bunch of times, and so yeah, I love it. I love a good competition where you can be like, all right, let's settle it there, bud.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I like the fisticuffs being a legal addition.
Normally, I would promote and say something about my team, but they absolutely sucked this year. So
So they're in timeout.
they're definitely on the bench now because they're not.
Well,
I think
well,
they
who
were
are
in like the third week of the season, really, because they were that bad off. Like,
who you got?
I'm a Blackhawks fan.
Okay, there you go. That's good though. Uh, I always played the Blackhawks on the NHL games and on the videos in the back. My drummer is a diehard Penguins fan, so
Uh,
we spent a lot of time watching Penguins games. But
some,
yeah,
sometimes I go to the zoo just so I can boo the Penguins.
there you go. I respect it. You know what I mean? I'll be yelling at birds because of the Atlanta Falcons, so don't worry about it. We're in the same boat.
Absolutely, I get it.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Paul, so much for joining us tonight. I know we were going to have you on a couple of weeks ago, but you were in Dallas traffic or something.
Man, here's the situation. We don't have a crew, so my wife is our only crew, and God bless her, she's an amazing woman, and she does so much for us. But she's only one human being, so whenever we're going, we drive, we load the trailer, we unload the trailer, we set it up, we sell the merch, we do it all. So like when times come, I'm like, oh, the interview, I'm like, oh no, I got like 4 more hours of this drive. We're running late for shit. It's just pandemonium. Life is chaos at times. You know what I mean? So
Oh no, it was all good. I mean, I couldn't wait to have you on the show. I mean, a lot of people you know, I've known about you guys for at least 10, 15 years. And a lot of people are kind of like 12 Stones. And I told my wife, I was like, we're going to have 12 Stones. She goes, they're on my playlist.
Nice. Nice.
I truly believe Randy when he says 15 years because I feel like he's been telling me for 15 years, hey, 12 Stones. I'm like, I know you.
Yeah. Hey, I love it. Thanks for rocking the support for so long. It's a nice tribute to have because we're at the point now where we're meeting a lot of new fans, which is great. Because we've been around 25, 26 years. So when people are like, I never heard of you guys before, I'm like, that's awesome. That means we're moving in the right direction. So we're always happy to have new ears come and hang out with us. And our live show is it's as high energy as we can be. I'm about to be 45 and my brain still thinks I'm 19. And I go
Yeah.
out there and my goal is to kill myself every single night by giving all that energy. So if you have a chance to come see us live, please come catch a show. We'd love to see what you think.
Right on. Thank you so much. And I'm glad we finally got to meet you, talk to you, and see what the heck you got going on. And I knew the stories were going to be good.
Yeah, well, thank you for your patience and thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You bet.
You got it.
We bang your ugly friends too.